nothing for us without us. Called Dan Odida from RECOMIGRO. RECOMIGRO is Reformed Community Mining Group Forum for Development. It is an affiliate group under MICODEPRO, and MICODEPRO is MICODEPRO Development Group. Both of these groups are mining, artisanal and small-scale gold mining groups. What we do is that RECOMIGRO is more focused on environmental issues, and also it is also endeavoring to partner with other organizations, especially Solidaridad East and Central Africa, in pursuing alternative use to mercury in ASM. MICODEPRO is an umbrella group for many other groups apart from RECOMIGRO, but majorly MICODEPRO is focusing on to production and processing of gold, and also having some components of environmental programs. So that is the arrangement between the two groups. In RECOMIGRO, I'm the chair, and MICODEPRO has also its overall leadership. We have quite a number of challenges, starting with environmental challenges, like as miners who do artisanal and small-scale gold mining. Our challenges started with the extensive use of mercury that has been extensively emitted into the atmosphere, polluting the atmosphere around. So people burn mercury, the so-called amalgam, into the open, and a lot of mercury vapor gets into the atmosphere. People inhale, and it has created a number of diseases that are not locally treated. Apart from the effect of mercury, we also have challenges with the extensive use of chemicals in gold leaching plants. We have gold leaching plants that use sodium cyanide, and it has been irresponsibly used to an extent that a lot of environment and water bodies that are surrounding these areas where the leaching plant is taking place has been polluted seriously. This has been evident by a number of fatalities in animals. Animals have been dying, and we suspect that even human beings may have died, because if animals die, because we use the same water, we live in the same environment, it is only that it has not been proven yet, but then it has been evident that animals have died as a result of these chemicals that are used in the gold leaching plants. Another issue, gold mining, especially artisanal and small-scale mining, uses a lot of timber. So in the event of carrying out these mining activities, our miners do cut a lot of trees. So it is prone to a lot of deforestation, rendering most of our lands bare, that we lack attraction for rain. So this one has greatly interfered with even the rain patterns in the areas in which we mine. So we do have a lot of challenges when it comes to tree cutting. Artisanal mining is a kind of mining that does not employ use of sophisticated equipments that may let the miners know exactly where gold deposits are, where gold deposits are not, even the quantity of gold in a particular pit. So this one makes miners keep on opening pits. So a group may open a pit, maybe after some depth, they realize the content of gold there is not profiting enough, then they leave that pit open. They don't refill it, they maybe migrate to another field. And even those that have been dug, where they've gotten some substantial amount of gold, at some point, maybe as a result of depleted resources that miners have, they are compelled to abandon some pits. So in the event of abandoning these pits, they are left open, and when they're left open, they also create some hazards. They also provide some breeding sites for mosquitoes. They are also dangerous, especially when they're filled up with water. Human beings, animals are prone to sleeping and even drowning in them. As miners, you remember we had 2016 Mining Act, which we really embraced when it was promulgated. Because previously we used to work under the old Mining Act Cap 306, which completely outlawed artisanal and small-scale mining. So since the coming in of the 2016 Mining Act, we felt that there would be relief in the sense that the Mining Act now recognizes the ASM sector, and also we felt that by that recognition we would be issued with things like permits or licenses, and government will have more platforms to engage us as miners. But to our surprise, to date is about 6 years later, and the Mining Act has not been properly implemented. One incident that is very conspicuous for us miners is along the way from 2016 to date, we still do not have permits. Reason being that the body mandated with the role of issuing permits to artisanal miners are not operationalized. We have the county artisanal mining committees that were gazetted about 2 years back. To date, these artisanal mining committees at the county levels are not operational. They have not issued any permit to any artisanal miner. So in essence, our miners to date are still working illegally because they do not have permits. And by being illegal, it means we cannot be recognized even by the financial institutions and other institutions that may be willing to partner or work with artisanal miners simply because they're illegal. We've tried to partner with the other organizations, institutions like Ekima University that agreed to supply with us with seedlings, tree seedlings. And from April to date, especially in Migori County, we've planted around 3,000 seedlings. And this one has been geared towards mitigating the effect of deforestation that has been evident in our areas. Quite a number of miners have been engaged in public awareness forums where we are brought on board, especially during the public awareness campaigns, or during the talks that we involve even the authorities to come and we share, we communicate our issues. So we've had quite a number of forums. Some have been organized by other CSOs, the civil society organizations. Some other forums have been organized by Ekima University, and also some have been organized by the miners themselves to to sensitize themselves and even remind themselves of some areas that they really feel need some urgent attentions. As miners, we've involved the mining ministry in constant dialogue with them, trying to remind them of their mandate, that even as we miners, we are not very comfortable working as illegal miners. So there have been promises after promise, promises after promise that eventually will be issued with the permits. So the march that we've done as miners is to constantly engage the Ministry of Mining in our quest for permits to allow us work as legal entities in the sector. Yeah, of course, we've had quite a number of interactions with the foreign countries like Tanzania, Uganda, and other countries. I've personally been to UK, where I was invited to be a keynote speaker for the fair trade supporters. But quite a number of things have unfolded through the various visits that we've had. Like in Tanzania, we learned on various methods to maximize the gold production from the systems that we use. We also learned about how we can maximize or get to mill our ore apart from just hand stamping. You remember in the olden days, before the so-called ball mill crushers were invented, we used to do what we call hand stamping, where you get your ore and then you get a hammer of about 6 or 8 kilograms. Then you heat until it becomes powder, then you sieve, then you heat again. It was so tedious and time wasting, and even the recovery rate was very low. But from the visits in Tanzania, we realized that there was this ball mill crusher that would have over 3 or 4 sacks of ore milled within less than 1 hour. You have it. So those are some of the technologies that we learned when we were in Tanzania. When we went to Uganda, we came up with some very good strategies to bring our miners together. And in fact, one strategy that came out very clearly was that yes, it is possible. We can mobilize our miners to become a body that can approach authorities both at the county level, the regional, and even national level. Just like teachers have not, artisanal and small-scale miners also need to have a forum through which they can communicate their issues to the authorities. So after having formed Migori County Miners Association, which I'm the secretary, the general secretary, we went further to form regional forum of the same, where we brought on board Turkana County, Narok County, Kakamega County, Migori County. All these we brought together to form that regional forum that is currently pursuing for the registration of a national body of artisanal and small-scale miners. And we even came out with a slogan that has really resonated well with us, that nothing for us without us. We will not, as artisanal miners, entertain forums that are purported to be for the artisanal miners, while behind the curtains, artisanal miners are not involved or are not engaged. So that is why we say, nothing for us without us.